F is 20 newtons. This is 5 kg, 3 kg, and 2 kg. So this string tension is T1, this string tension is T2. Find T1, T2. We have done questions like this before. Shall I get this thing? We'll start off with one, easy one, and then we'll go ahead. Everyone keep your cams on. Get this thing, you got a minute. Find T1 and T2. Let me show you. See how to start this thing. Let this acceleration be A. So 20 newtons minus, so 20 newtons is equal to 5 plus 3 plus 2 into acceleration. So acceleration is 2 meters per second square. So force is equal to total mass into acceleration. So we got the acceleration of the system. You want to find T1. I told you this multiple times. Whenever you want to find tension there, cut it there. So when I cut it at T1, I can take 2 kg or the left or the right side. I will take the left side because there is only one block. That will be T1. Acceleration A. So we get T1 is 2 into A is 2, 4 newtons. If you want T2, I can take 5 kg block. This is 20 newtons. This is T2 and this is acceleration. So we get 20 minus T2 is 5 into A. A is 2, so that is T2 is 10 newtons. Have a look at this. Any step you didn't get, anything doubt, ask me. Pull down, all of you are okay with this thing? Next one. Now, the new subtopic, it's constraint motion. What do you mean by this? If motion of one body depends on motion of other bodies. It is said to be constrained. What do you mean by that exactly? Suppose if I have A and if I have B, and let's say B is going with 3 meters per second. If I ask you what is the speed of A, it can be anything. It can be anything. A can go however it wants. But suppose the same scenario, if I had said like this, there's a rod between A and B. Now suddenly something happens here. If I say B is going with 3 meters per second, VA has to be 3 meters per second, since rod cannot break. If you see, suddenly it became a constrained motion. Meaning, if you choose the velocity of B, A does not have a choice. A has to go with 3. And vice versa. If you say A ka velocity is 2, B has to go with 2. B doesn't have a choice. Even though it looks like two different blocks, you're actually choosing only for one block. The motion of both the blocks is constrained. They're related to each other. This is a constrained motion. This is not constrained. A and B are independent. They can do whatever they want without caring what the other guy is doing. It is like, when you go on a cycle, when you're pedaling the cycle, getting it? Now, the speed at which you are pedaling will, that will affect the speed at which the cycle ka chain will go. The cycle ka chain will affect the wheel ka rotation. The wheel ka rotation will affect the speed of the cycle. If you see, all this is connected. It's not independent. If you're riding slow, you can't expect cycle to go fast. So if you see that entire, when you're riding a cycle, it's a constrained motion. How fast your legs are rotating, that will make the wheel rotate faster. That will make the cycle go faster. So it's all a constrained motion there. So kind of like that. Put it down. We'll see more in the next page. So how do we solve such kind of problems? There are two methods. I will show you both the methods, but we will extensively use the second method. Copied? Put it on, put it on. Next one. So how do we solve this thing? Method 1. You can also say constrained meaning restricted. So the next thing, when you say, how do you solve this thing? Method 1. So in method 1, right, the concept is the length of the string is constant. How do we use this thing? Let me take an example. So I have a pulley, I have block A and block B. This is kind of obvious. I know A goes up, the B goes down. So there is nothing much to do, but still, let me show you the general procedure, how it works. Then when we go for complicated cases, you'll understand better. If this is X, and let this be Y, then I know X plus Y is the length of the string. Now differentiate on both sides. Then you get dx by dt plus dy by dt. Now on the right hand side, length is constant, so that will be 0. There is no change in length of the string. Now when a goes, x will change. When b goes, y will change, isn't it? The x is being affected due to a ka velocity. So what is dx by dt? V a bar. Dy by dt is vb bar. So from here we got va bar is minus vb bar. So the negative indicates a and b are going opposite directions. Means if a goes up, b will go down, which is obvious, which actually I know. But if you see, that is how you get the mathematically we are trying to put it. Negative indicates a and b go opposite to each other. Now, if I take a little more complicated one, you will see, the method how it works. B goes in opposite directions. So basically, this is what we do in method 1. I just want you to learn this, but most of the time you won't be using this. There is a better and faster way. Put it on. So let me show you one more example on this, and then we'll see how it works. Copied. Now, let me take a little more complex example. Let's say 3 blocks are going. Now, how do you do something like this? Now, see, let this be x, let this be y, let this be y, and let this be z. So now what is total length of the string? X plus 2y plus z is L, length of the string. Then you differentiate. Then you get dx by dt plus 2 times dy by dt plus dz by dt. On the right side, it is 0. So this is velocity of A plus 2 times velocity of B plus velocity of C. This is a relation. Like exactly how do we use this thing? See, let's say if I give you some numbers, we'll get a better understanding. Let's say A is going up with 1 meter per second. B is coming down with 2 meters per second, and they'll ask you find VC. This is how the question will be. Now, try to put it in this. Up is positive, down is negative. It is going up, na? So plus 1. B is coming down, na? So minus 2 plus VC is equal to 0. So this is 1 minus 4 plus VC is 0. You get VC is plus 3. Plus indicates it is going up. Yeah, that's how you solve this kind of problems. So they'll give you 3-4 blocks. They'll give you velocity of 2, and they'll ask you for the third one. So this is how we can use method 1, to find the relation between them. So this is how method 1 works, but let's see method 2, that is much more convenient and more easy to see. But still I want you to have an idea how this works. So basically, if you see here now, whenever B is going, it is pulling 2 times the string. Unlike A and C, B is little different. Because there is a pulley, it is messing up with double the string. See, when the pulley comes here, the string has to be at 2 places, isn't it? So whenever B is moving, it is affecting double the string. That's why you got 2y here. So when you use this method, right, you have to see multiple things. Okay, this is happening, a little visualization. Let's see method 2, it's more automated, works better. Put it up. Okay, next one. So let's see the method 2, how it works. So method 2, there are different names for it. Virtual work method, power method, tension method. So we'll call it power method. How does this work? Now see, in all the problems we are using ideal strings. What are ideal strings? These things don't have mass and they do not dissipate any energy. So since they're massless, they don't have any energy. See, half mv square m is 0 for a string. So there is no kinetic energy. So ideal strings do not take energy and do not dissipate energy, meaning there is no friction, nothing. So they don't waste energy. But in real life, right, actually they dissipate energy. So that is the power, total power due to a string is 0. Now, see, if you're not taking energy, you're not wasting energy, that means what you're simply doing, you're taking energy from one place and giving it to another place. That's what the string does. So total power due to string is 0. So string simply transfers energy from one place to another place. It does not take any energy by itself. So the whole concept here is the power developed due to the string is 0. So what is this power? Power we know is rate of change of work. What is work? Force into displacement. That is F bar dot dr bar by dt. What is dr by dt? Velocity. So it's okay if you're not clear with this, but try to remember this. We have a separate chapter for this. We'll work on that. So power is given by F bar dot product. Now this is, that is not multiplication. It's a dot product. That is FV cos theta. This is the power. Okay. So great. So how do we use this thing? Example. We have a pulley. We'll take the first example, A and B. So when you use this method, listen what to do. First, draw the FBD. You have to draw an FBD. Tension, tension. Let A go up with VA. Let B go down with VB. Now, what is power of A? Power on A. tension, velocity, both are in the same direction, T into VA. What is power on B? Tension and velocity both are opposite directions, T into minus VB. Now you said the strings do not waste energy, so total power is 0. So what is the power total? Power total is A ka power plus B ka power. That is TVA minus TVB is 0. So you got VA is equal to VB, which is kind of obvious. If A is going up, B will come down by the same distance. Why didn't I get the minus sign? Because I already assumed B is going down. So that minus sign is taken care there. Getting it? Put it down. Let me show you a few more examples. Then you understand how it works. Put this down. So basically what you have to do in this, draw an FBD, multiply tension into velocity. The product should be, total product should be 0. Put it down. I'll give you 2 more examples. Have a look at this. Anything particularly you are confused, ask me. But I think if I give 1 2 examples more, you'll understand how to use it. Show you next one. Let me take an example. Let's see that example which we did just now. So A, B, C. Let's say A is going up with 1 meter per second. B is going down with 2 meter per second, and you want to find VC. So how do we do this thing? First, free body diagram. Tension, tension, T and T. Now, what is the power on A? Now see, A is going up, tension is also up. So it is T into 1. For B, tension is up 2T. There are 2 tensions, and B is minus 2. VC, I don't know, so it is T into VC is 0. So this is 1 minus 4 plus VC is 0. So we get VC is 3. Straightforward. Just multiply tension to velocity and finish it off. Let me take one more. A. Now if you have more blocks also. B, C, and D. Let's say D is going down with 3 meters per second. B is going up with 2 meters per second. A is going down with 1 meter per second. VC I want to find. Same story. FBD first. Strings always pull. Remember that? Tension, tension, tension. So what is the power on A? T, A is going down to -1. Power of B, 2T, it is going up. Power of C, 2T, VC, I don't know. T -3, 0. Hope everyone is getting the steps. If tension and velocity are opposite, you get a minus sign. Both are in the same direction, you get a plus sign. This would be -1 plus 4, 2VC -3 is 0. That's 4 minus 3. So we got VC is 0, meaning C is at rest. In this case, C is not moving only. There. So using this method, if you see red, it is more convenient. Just put the tensions, multiply the velocity, and get the total sum 0. Have a look at both the examples. Any particular part you're confused, not clear, please ask me. Copied? Kriya is trying to sabotage the class. She is doing all hijacking and everything. So let's see next one. Let's do a few questions. Please don't hack the class. This is not some RBI or State Bank. At least you get money there. Here you get nothing. So actually RBI, you don't get any money there. They don't have any money in RBI. So let's see. This is going with 1 meter per second. Let's call it U better. A is going with U. Find VB. Remember this, we will do this question again. Third. B is going down with you. Find VA. Get them. 2 questions. Let me show you. See. First thing, tension, tension, tension. So on A, it is T into U. On B, it is 2T into VB is 0. So you get U plus 2VB is 0. So you get VB is minus U by 2. Negative indicates B is going down. This one. Now see, there are multiple strings here. You start from any one string. I'll start from here. Let this be T. Now see, this entire string is same. So A, B, T, A. If this is T and T, this is 2T because 2 strings are pulling. If this is 2T, this is also 2T now. So on A, what is the total tension? On A, the total tension will be 3T into VA. On B, it is tension into minus U. So you get 3VA minus U is 0. So VA is U by 3. Plus indicates it is going up. So here, basically, if you see now, on A, there are 2 different strings. One string ka tension is 3 and the other string ka tension is 2T. Because if 2 strings are pulling the pulley, the tension above will be 2T. Have a look at this, second and third. Any doubts, ask me. Hope this was clear. Message me, Narikriya. I think there's a lot of distance from your side.
Sir, can you explain the third one again?
Third में क्या था देखो ना, if this tension is T, ये भी T है ना, same string. T and T तो ये 2T है ना, ये 2T तो ये भी 2T होगा because same string. So totally A में कितना tension है? 3T. 2T plus T. So total tension into velocity, na? So that way. Now the best thing about this method, right? It works even when angles are there. So let me show you one more. Turning the page. So we have a pulley here. We have a block. We have a block. BA, this is 30 degree. This is 60 degree. And the B is going with you. You're getting hope how it is. A and B are going on a floor, but there's a string over them. So when you're pulling B, A also goes forward. So what is the speed of A? So here you have a ring. A ring is going with speed U. Like this. So there is a block here, and this is theta. Find VB. So same thing here. When the ring is going forward, the block will come down. So if the ring is going with you, find the speed VB. So you can do this thing. Now remember what is power? Power is not F into V. F V cos theta. It's a dot product. So you have to use that now. The angle also comes into picture now. Try. Let's see. Like this is the standard procedure. First put the tensions. This is VA. This is tension. This is U. So this will be T VA cos 30. This now what will be the angle here? T U C. You should take angle this. Remember angle between two vectors when they're joined tail to tail. So the angle between two vectors is when they're joined tail to tail. That is the angle between them. So this will be TU cos 120. Getting it? But in case you don't like to write like this obtuse angle, which I don't like to do, what I do now, ये T is there ना, T का make component कितना होगा? T cos 60 backward into U. Are you getting it? That also works because cos 120 is minus half. So minus L comes because of that only. So you can do this also. Keep 60 only, but write negative sign because it is the obtuse angle. So whichever is convenient for you, whichever you are comfortable. So this thing will be VA cos 30, which is root 3 by 2, plus U cos 120 is minus half. So we get VA is U by root 3. This is simple questions, but you should know what you're doing. Same thing here. This is tension. This is tension. That will be T U cos theta plus T VB. So you get VB is minus U cos theta, meaning when the ring is going front, B is coming down. That's what the minus sign says. Have a look at them 4 and 5. Ask me if there's any doubt. So this method becomes quite useful, even when angles are involved. So yeah. Put it down. Any doubts, please ask me. Next thing. How do we solve questions exactly based on all this stuff? So let me take a problem. So before that, steps to solve a problem. So if you get a problem, they'll be of like this. First thing, choose your system. And draw FBDs. Second thing, assign accelerations. Let's say there are 10 blocks. Assign accelerations A1, A2, A3, so on. So assign accelerations of the blocks and find relation between them using constraints. If there are 10 blocks with A1, A2, A3, find the relation between them. Third, resolve forces and accelerations. This is resolution of vectors. Along X and Y axis. Fourth, apply Newton's second law. That is net force is mass into acceleration. Fifth, once you get the equation, solve. So you know how to draw the FBD, you know how to write constraints I taught you now, you know how to resolve forces, and you know to write forces mass into acceleration. So these are the 5 steps normally. Put down these steps. Let's see a problem. Then let's see how it works. Copied. So put it up. Next thing. Let's take an example. Let's take a question. So we have a block M. You have a block for M. So this is what I was calling A and B till now. And this is 1 meter above the ground. Initially, at rest. So initially someone is holding all these blocks. So the question is, find the acceleration of the blocks and time when 4M hits the ground. 4M will fall down. When will it hit the ground? I want time. This was the question. You know how to draw FBD and how the constraint you did just now, second question. So the thing is, see, you can use the constraint even for acceleration also. If velocity is double, then acceleration also will be double, na? When you differentiate, you get the same stuff. So constraints can be used even for acceleration also. Try. I'll give you 2 to 3 minutes. You think about it, then I'll show you. Whatever it is that you think you solve. Let's see. Let's see. First thing, first step, remember free body diagrams. Draw the FBD. Tension, mg. This is with the pulley, na? So tension, 4 mg. Next, define the accelerations. I will say this is going down, this is going up. Find the relation between them. T into A1 plus 2T into minus A2. Constraint equation. So we get A1 is 2A2. Third, divide the forces. Here the forces are already along y-axis. Fourth, write the equations. Up is positive, down is negative. There, you got 3 equations, 3 unknowns. Look at them. I'll solve them on the next page. Have a look at it. Ask me if you got this equation still here, job is done. Now it is only a matter of solving. Have a look at the equations. Anything you didn't get, ask me. If you got the equations now, it is just a matter of math.
Sir?
Yeah.
So here we have to consider that mass M block is going up. Yeah, they will give.
सोचो ना रे 4m नीचे जा रहे तो m को ऊपर जाना ही पड़ेगा. Do you think both will come down?
Yes, sir.
Then if both come down, you have some super string. Now even if you don't consider that, automatically minus n आ जाएगा. So what do you want to take? Want to take it down? ठीक है. If you take it down, this will be minus. You'll get minus. But it kind of obvious ना. I feel it is obvious little because अगर 4m नीचे आ रहा है तो m1 को ऊपर जाना ही पड़ेगा m को. Check the equations. Now try to solve ना. Don't look at me. You guys are so lazy or you want me to solve the equations also. We solve करो at least equations को. Find a1 and a2. Solve. Why people are looking at the screen as if you're watching a YouTube channel or TV? You know how you guys are? You are hungry. I give you a banana. Then you know what you do? You say, sir, please, remove that entire outer layer and then feed me also. I say, okay, chalo, फिर भी करते हैं. So I removed that banana ka peel and I kept it. Sir, keep it in my mouth. Like, idiot, why are you not eating? I keep it in the mouth. Sir, my jaw is not moving. Can you move my jaw also? People are that lazy, idiots. Solve. I'm writing the equations on the next page. So A1 is to A2. Exam में who will solve, right? I won't be there to solve, na. And this is what people say, sir, my speed is slow in the exam. That is because you're not solving. So how to get this thing? This is Ng plus Ma1. Take this and dump it here. Now take this and dump it here. There. If A2 is g by 4, A1 is 2A2, so that is g by 2. These are the acceleration of the block. Both will not have same acceleration. The second part of the question, he said, find the time when it reaches the ground. Easy. 4m is there. Initial velocity is 0. You're falling down with A2, which is g by 4. You're falling 1 meter. This is the displacement. Using the equation, S is ut plus half at square. Kinematics. You're getting it? This is what I was saying. Everything that you learned so far, everything keeps popping up. So if your initial velocity is 0 and if you have an acceleration, what is the displacement? -1 because you're going down. U0. A is minus g by 4 t square. So what is time? Root over 8 by g. That is your time. G is time. Put it down. So that is the second part of the question. The time taken for it to hit the floor. Once you know the acceleration, it is simply kinematics. Put it down. Any steps you didn't get, please ask me. I didn't do anything here other than just solving the equations and using little kinematics. You know how to solve kinematics. Initial velocity is 0, acceleration, time taken. Okay, everything is coming together now. This kinematics, vectors, resolution, stuff. Done. Next one.
Sir,
Very
so
done.
shouldn't we take mass as 5m?
इसके लिए 5m बताओ कहाँ पे 5m?
वो ऊपर का एक नहीं लेंगे सर, क्योंकि टोटल वेट तो 4m plus m होना चाहिए ना.
Where are you getting that from? Equations
What,
पे
sir?
कहाँ पे? Equations में where is 5m रे? Why are you mixing up? आप वो shortcut formula use कर रहे हो क्या? Then 5m कहाँ से आया बताओ? Which equation?
Sir, the last one.
Third equation में.
हाँ.
ये ब्लॉक का मास कितना है? अब इस ब्लॉक का FBD लिया ना, टोटल क्यों ले रहे हो?
Okay sir, समझा.
Clear? Next one. So two blocks M1, M2, find acceleration and tension in the string. And यहाँ पे एक doubt आएगा, sir, which one is greater? It doesn't matter. You take M2 is greater than M1. Getting it? अगर सोचो M1 greater है, you get a minus sign. So the sign will take care of it. You need not worry. So we have two blocks, M1, M2. This is also called as Atwood machine. अगर कहीं पे you hear this word ना, don't get scared. It is nothing. Simply pulley and block system है. They call this thing Atwood machine. So find the acceleration and the tension in the string. Same steps. Draw the free body diagram. Accelerations यहाँ पे तो easy है. एक ऊपर जा रहे हैं, एक नीचे जा रहे हैं. Then write the equations and solve. Give it a try. Let's see. First thing, the free body diagram. Tension. M1G. Let this go up. Tension. M2G. This will go down. Then the equations. T minus M1G is M1 into A. T minus M2G is mass M2 into acceleration. So two equations, two unknowns. So we get from here, T is M1G plus M1A. Take this and put it here. Then this will become M1G plus M1A minus M2G minus M2A. Bring all A's to one side and the G to the other side. So we get M2 minus M1 by, you can remember this result. Now see, if m2 is greater than m1, my assumption is right. You get positive. If m1 is greater than m2, I'll get a minus sign, meaning it is not going this way, it is going opposite way. Now, once you get this acceleration, take this and put it in this equation, the first equation. So I'm not solving, I'm just giving the result. The tension will come this way. These are the two results for an Atwood machine, the acceleration and the tension. But let me show you one more method, which is much easier and better for finding acceleration. Put this down. Let me teach you one more different concept. Copy. Next thing. Next thing. Let's see how to do the same problem. Listen carefully. Just going to, manipulate the equations a little. So this is M1, this is M2. Now, if I see the forces acting on this, the M2G is pulling it down, M1G is pulling it down. So generally what we do now, we always treat, generally what we should do is we should take X and Y axis as straight lines. But there is no guarantee you should do that way. So here what I will do, I will treat this is my X axis. So what does it mean exactly? I'll show you. Let's say this is going up with A, this is coming down with A. Just make this thing straight, okay? Meaning ऐसा blocks को lift कर लो. Then this is how it looks. And what are the forces? M2G, M1G, acceleration, acceleration. Does this make sense? Meaning here I'm choosing along the string as positive. So what is the acceleration here? Net force, which is M2G minus M1G by total mass. If you see a single step, you get your previous answer. No equations, nothing. Saves you time. See. So here the main theme is you take the forces along the string and then divide by total mass. So I'll see more examples. I'll show you. So you can do like this thing. Net force along the string. So here you know what you're doing. You're taking along the string and perpendicular to the string. That's how you're taking components. So net force along the string by total mass. So using this shortcut, then things will get faster. So this is actually a concept only. But like every time I tell you, whenever you get something easy, there's always a catch. So here the limitation is valid only when all have same magnitude of acceleration. All should have same magnitude of acceleration. Only then it is valid. Put it down. Let me give you a few more examples, and then I think it should be fine. And if you're still confused, we can discuss. So the main idea is this: you're taking forces along the string, and you're saying that force is mass into acceleration, total mass. So if you see this thing saves you time, no equations, nothing gets it. But you can't use this thing for this kind of problems, huh? It won't work for this because both won't have same acceleration, no? They go. Acceleration ka magnitude is not same, so you can't use for these things. Put it up. Let's see. Put it up. Put it up. See, let me take few examples. The best thing about this method, right? You can use it in multiple places. You just should know how to use it. There's the four systems. So we need to find that. Can you see how variety it is there? So how to do this thing? Let me show you this. Now listen carefully again. You have to take force along the string. Along the string, matlab ye. This is 2 mg. So 2 mg is helping the string, na? It is along the string. Iska dekho. Mg is this way. Is it helping the block to move? No, there is no force on it. So mg is useless. So I'll assume acceleration this way and this way. Abhi dekho. So the 2 mg is helping the block. So acceleration will be pulling force along the string. Sirf 2 mg pull kar raha tha, but total mass 2g by 3. Single step, no FBD, nothing. So basically, what is happening here? See, even though m is not contributing anything, m kuch, is not helping you any force, but it will still take the force, na? It's like you don't bring anything to the party, but still I'm going to share the food with you. Getting it? It's like even though m is not contributing, it is taking force from 2 mg na, to move. So the 2 mg will be shared among the total mass. Well, next one. Let me show you one more. What is the pulling force? M2g. And I hope you remember these components I taught you. M1g sin theta. ठीक है, अभी ये डाउट है किस तरफ जा रहा है, I don't know. So I'll assume is this way. You assume anyway, it doesn't matter. अगर if it is wrong, you'll get a negative sign. Now, acceleration. M1 g sin theta is what doing what? Supporting acceleration, na? So it is plus. What is M2g doing? Opposing na acceleration. So M2g by total mass. That's it, straightforward. One step maybe get it. Are you getting what I'm doing here? So along the string, take the forces, define your acceleration and finish it up. Now you try third and fourth. You try third and fourth, I'll give you a minute. So using this method, it gives you the answers quite fast. Put it down first and second. Any doubts, ask me. Third and fourth, you guys give it a try. This thing method becomes very powerful, you know, when you have multiple blocks, like example 4. If you try to solve example 4 normally, you have to draw 4 free body diagrams and 4 equations. It's a mess. It will take time to solve. Put it down, I'll give you 2 minutes. Get this thing. See the third one. Along the string, na? So ye component pulling is 2 mg sin 60. That is what is dragging you down. This guy is mg sin 30. Here you can clearly see 2 mg cosine 60 is greater than this. So it will go this way. So here the acceleration will be 2 mg sin 60 minus mg sin 30. All this is not there for tomorrow exam. Huh? Will come in the next Sunday. Total mass 3m. There you can simplify this and get it. Look at this thing. M1g, I'll take acceleration this way. M2g sin theta. So you are taking acceleration this way. Acceleration is there, but M3 is not supporting. This is going up and M4 is down. So I'm assuming it is going on the right hand side. So what is the acceleration here? What is M1 doing, helping you? M2 is also helping you, but only a component. M3 is not doing anything. M4 is opposing you. Total mass, M1 plus M2 plus M3. M4. That single step may get the answer. Saves you a lot of time. So have a look at the examples. So you can put an FBD and solve, but this also works. ठीक है, next one. Turn in the page. Turn in the page. So that is one part. These are all are called string constraints. Basically, strings are involved. Now there is something else called rigid body constraint. So before going ahead with that, what's a rigid body? So in a rigid body, the distance between 2 points is constant. It looks pretty simple definition, but it's a very powerful one. You know, what is it trying to tell you? That is, body cannot be deformed. You cannot compress the body, you cannot elongate the body, because if you compress or elongate, distance will change, no? So literally, meaning a rigid body is indestructible. So if you take any random body, rigid body, AB is constant. The AB cannot stretch, AB cannot compress, you can't do anything to the body. So in real life, rigid bodies don't exist. Every body deforms. Deformation meaning elongation or compression. So it's a hypothetical body. So we consider the bodies to be rigid, meaning for us, for it is simplicity. Put it down. So let's see how this works in the next page. So this particular property of not being deformed, right, it helps us to find relation between stuff. For example, if you remember the second example, like a rod in between A and B, that was a rigid rod. When B is going, A also has to go because the length distance between them is constant. So indirectly use that concept only. Clear? Next one. So what is the basic idea there? Suppose if you have a rod, this is going with VA, this is going with theta A. This is going with VB and this is going with theta B. You might ask that how can 2 points go like this? You know, this happens, for example, when you're playing the pen game, you hit a pen, na? It rolls also, it goes forward also. So during that kind of motions, right, you can have velocities like this. The pen is going also and rotating also. So now here, if you take this line, the red line, now if you divide the velocity into components, you'll get VA sine theta A, VA cos theta A, this is VB cos theta B, and this is VB sine theta B. Now here, this is important, huh? VA cos theta A should be equal to VB cos theta B. That is, velocity along the line joining the 2 points should be same. So if there are 2 points on a rigid body, and if you draw a line between them, velocity along the line should be same. Why? Suppose if VA cos theta A is greater than VB cos theta B. Means what? This is going faster than this point, no? Isn't it? A is going faster than V, then what will happen? Rod will elongate. But you said it is a rigid body, means distance cannot change. Suppose if VA cos theta A is less than VB cos theta B. Means what? B is going faster than A. Think like this thing, na? You're standing in front of me. If you're running faster than me, what will happen? Distance between us will increase. If I run faster than you, what will happen? Distance between us will decrease. Are you getting it? So rod compresses. That means the only way distance can be managed is what? Only when they're equal. Does this make sense? See, if you can't be greater, if you can't be smaller, there's only one option left. You have to be equal to maintain the distance. So this is a very important thing. On a rigid body, if you join 2 points, the velocity along that line should be same. Okay, put it up. So since rigid body cannot compress or elongate,
So,
yeah.
can you explain it again? I got disconnected.
See, what I was saying, which part you got disconnected? Full thing?
No, when you were explaining second one, VA
Yeah.
cos theta. Yes, sir.
So see, what I was saying here, the components along the line, your red line, should be same. So VA cos theta A should be VB cos theta B. Why? Suppose अगर VA cos theta greater है, then A is going faster than B, so rod will elongate. Suppose if it is less, मतलब A is going slow, B is going fast, so rod compress हो जाएगा. But you said it is a rigid body, means you can't compress or you can't elongate. The only way you can maintain distances if both are going with same velocity. That's why this will be always true. Fair enough? Put it up.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Let's see. Put it up, put it on, put it up. Now, if I use this, I can extend this a little more. If two surfaces are in contact, So let's say if two surfaces are touching each other, then velocity along the common normal should be same. What do you mean by that again? For example, if I have a block and a wedge like this is the common normal. No? So velocity of the block and the wedge in this red line should be same. If it is not same, what will happen? Either the block will fly away or the block will go into the wedge. So along the normals, it should be same. For example, let me take one more. Suppose if you have a ball and a wedge like this. Now I know here, this is the common normal. So how is the ball going? Ball will go down. How will the wedge go? Wedge will go this way. So velocity of wedge and velocity of ball along the red line, that is along the common normal, should be same, or else they will lose contact. This is the same thing. Rigid body concept only, we are little extending it. So if two surfaces are touching each other, velocity along that common normal must be same. Put it down. Copy. Let's see a problem. Turning the page. So we have a ladder here. There are 2 points. Sorry. A is going with you this way, and this point B is on the wall. So B also will go this way. B will slide on the wall, A will slide on the floor. So A slides on floor with constant speed U. So when the ladder is sliding on the floor, the wall में point B also will come down. Na? Find VB at this instant. So when this angle is theta, find the speed VB. Try, I'll give you a minute. Hope the question is clear. When the ladder is sliding, you know the ladder on the wall also will slide down. So there is a relation between them. Let me see. What is your normal? This is your line joining AB. Na? Remember, so along that direction, the velocity should be same. Now, how is A going? A is going this way with you. So if this is theta, this is theta. This is VB, this is 90 minus theta. So velocity of A and B along the red line should be same. Or is the rod will compress or elongate? So what is A ka velocity? U cos theta. What is B ka velocity? VB cos 90 minus theta. So VB cos 90 minus theta is VB sin theta. Bring that sin theta this side. So you get a VB is U cot theta. That's your answer. That's it. That's what you have to do. So if A is going with U, B will come down with U cot theta. So velocity along that red line should be same. Have a look at that.